So it's kind of interesting now that we're definitely seeing mask off entirely what this idea of this is what democracy looks like. That what democracy looks like is fundamentally like it's the cowardice of liberals tolerating low standards, and not just low standards, often criminal behavior, sexually deviant behavior, to the point where it's actually like people who quite clearly want to coerce or manipulate people into sex with them. And that these are people who are too cowardly to be frank about this. This is actually a really important part of it, is the part of the cultural aspect. This frankness of that shows total cowardice, or this lack of frankness that shows total cowardice, or a kind of boldness that shows something even worse than cowardice. So, one of the most cowardly groups of people in our society are Black American women. They're exceedingly thin-skinned, shockingly violent, to the point that they're almost their own source of tragic comedy online. Nobody would even think about black women. This is a very important thing that I keep having to kind of come back to in my mind when I hear people like Charlemagne the God, or just black people who think black people are really important. So what made me even think about any of this is the interview, the grilling of Vivek Ramaswamy on Charlemagne the God show, and that he has this woman come on who basically does every possible thing that everyone should hate about black women. They should be ignored or mocked, ridiculed, treated like, shut your N-word mouth up, you stupid porch monkey, go and fucking make me some chitlins, bitch, check on the fucking beans, bitch. She starts stating how what she did with her life was incredibly important. She was in the Air Force. This is a black woman in the Air Force. So this is like basically a person who was the recipient of one of the sweetest jobs programs humanly possible. There is no way, shape, or form she didn't have her grades inflated, and she didn't fly a fucking plane. She needs to stop acting like she was some kind of pilot who saved lives or something. And we just run into this way too much. These people who think, oh my God, the world would stop turning if black people, I don't know, stopped running in circles on tracks and running balls up and down a fucking court. And so this guy is pointing out a very logical thing, and really a point of view that is fundamentally, it's the all religion and libertarians put it this way. Humans can't really be altruistic. We do think doing good for others will benefit ourselves. You actually feel, you get a psychic reward. The libertarians put it as a psychic reward. Buddha put it this way. He's like, no, there's no charity. You're doing it for a reason. You always are doing it because you would prefer to do it. That's it. You prefer to do the thing that is good. That's fine. But you just need to stop thinking like that and the reason that's where the term no merit comes from. There's no greater merit. There's no cosmic merit. You do it for the sake of doing it. You do it. It's the way it is. This is why like Buddhism throws a lot of people off. It's because the way that she approached Ramaswamy then was he basically said it that way, where he worked hard. That hard work helped other people. And he was then rewarded well for helping other people. Now, of course, she was in the Air Force, so she probably didn't get much money. So, but she got taught all kinds of skills. Jobs program. She didn't really help anybody. She didn't aid people. And so that's, and then she's like, oh, I did all these things like being like asking him if he'd ever been like student president or something like that matters. Like that matters at all. And which then shows you that Black Americans apparently think that matters. Like that's a relevant area. That's why, of course, they still worship Barack Obama, because they can't see through. This was obviously the rich mixed kid who was dealing cocaine at the private school. That's why he hung out with a bunch of guys known as the Choom Gang. And all of his popularity, this, that, and the other, doesn't really matter, being that when people who are the highest achievers in school at the same time as him don't remember him. They don't remember him in college. Like, that's why everyone came down on Dinesh D'Souza so hard. Because Dinesh D'Souza is like, I never heard of this guy when I was at that college. And it's because Dinesh D'Souza was very likely an SES member, and he stepped out of line. And that's why they went after him so hard. And so, and also he dared him. I think to some degree, Dinesh was like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna see what you all do. And they made his career. They made his career to a great extent. And now he just gets to shit on Democrats all the time, and very effectively. So this lady who goes after Vivek Ramaswamy, then you see Charlemagne the God jumps in, because supposedly Ramaswamy is talking over her. She has this ridiculously long, completely ridiculous question that's worthy of ridicule. Doesn't have to do with shit. You could tell he really was being very nice about not laughing right in her face. That no, you provided nothing to nobody, and that's why you're probably relatively poor, and I'm rich because I used my intelligence and the opportunities to help lots of people. Like he's actually helped pregnant women give birth. She's done nothing like this. She's done nothing of importance. and I really, really, it's that part of me that's like, don't reach out to them. The people Candace Owens will reach out to Vivek. Walter Williams will reach out to Vivek. I can't believe I keep forgetting the guy in California from Compton. He'll reach out to Vivek. People like Charlemagne the God, there's no point in reaching out to them. They're a remnant of the past, and they need to be further pushed into the past. These has-beens who are angry at the world about, I got cheated out my money or something, some bullshit, some slave mind nigger bullshit. And don't reach out to them. They're not a constituency that you're going to help, because they don't want it. They don't want the help. They like the chaos. They like the defeat. They like being a group of people who could constantly say, we were beaten once again, Amos. Where's all the money, Andy? And they don't even know the reference to Amos and Andy. It's bastard culture. And don't reach out to them. And you'll win whether you reach out to them or not. You'll lose whether you reach out to them or not. And so don't be fooled by them, because people, Charlemagne and his kind of fan base, they're not smart people. They're just not. They're not people who understand the importance of Mohammed bin Salman and what he's been doing. They don't understand what's going on in Israel. they have no interest. They had no interest in the email leaks from the Democrats. They're now, you're wasting your time. Now, if you have crayons and free stuff, maybe, but otherwise, you're wasting your time.